Hey, it's Tigman. Time for this week's edition of the Metal Box, our weekly discussion on all things hard rock and heavy metal. This week we've got a Metal Box exclusive, an interview with Poison drummer Rikki Rockett. We talk about the 30th anniversary of Poison this year. The band's on tour doing some headlining dates, including a date coming up this Tuesday night, May 9th, at the Times Union Center in Albany. We also talk about the possibility of maybe another Poison studio album in the future, and a whole lot more. Check it out right here. We got Rikki Rockett on the phone, drummer for Poison. Rikki, thanks for joining us. Longtime fan from the beginning, from the very beginning.
Well, thank you so much.
When I was in 6th grade and I picked up Look What the Cat Dragged In, I never looked back. I bought all your albums, went to see your shows, and I'm so glad you guys are coming back to the Albany area, man. This is great.
I am too. It's a great area. Fans are amazing in that area. And, we used to get up there way, way back in the day when we, lived in Pennsylvania. I think we got up there and did a few shows back in the very early days.
30 years now and still going, man.
30 years, and actually it's even more than that, really. But that's when we, released the record.
Yeah.
Considered ourselves like a pro band, got on Capitol and, all that kind of stuff.
I know you've been on tour with Def Leppard. How's this tour been going so far?
It's been great, honestly. We get along with both Tesla and Def Leppard really well. And, so as far as that part of it goes, great. Our Poison itself, we've been getting along really well, too. And so it's just all about the shows and the fans and, making it happen out here. It's been awesome.
By the way, I want to thank you for getting Brett off the road from his solo shows for a bit so we could get the boys back together and do some shows. It's been too long.
That's always a good idea.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, I know you went out for a while, Rikki. You and the other guys, Bobby and Cece, went out. I think the band was the special guests, you called it?
Yeah, what it was there was a couple gigs came up that we got offered, and Brett committed to some things, and he tried to get out of it, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So he went and did that, and we just grabbed, I've been working with Brandon Gibbs for a long time because, we're both in Devil City Angels.
Yes.
And Bobby likes him, and Cece likes him, and I'm like, look, maybe we can just do this, and it might be kind of fun, and so we did. And it was fun, and it did work out, and that nobody's feelings were hurt. Everything was fine. I
could imagine Brett's that guy never slows down, by the way. You got to hand it to Brett. Great work ethic because he's always out doing his thing.
Yes, he does.
But I'm sure you guys were sitting around, you're like, man, we want to play, and Brett can't do it, so let's just get out and do it. And so that's what worked for you at the time,
Well, right, exactly. We wanted to do stuff, and so we did.
Yeah, well, great to see you back, and I want to congratulate you on being cancer-free.
Thank you so much. Believe me, that was a very scary part of my life.
Yes.
But it still is a little bit because, you're always, the next doctor visit, someone's going to get sideways.
Right.
And that's something that you just live with, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm good to go now, and I'm out here. I'm feeling good, and, that hasn't really gotten in the way, except, it's still hard to swallow a little bit. I have saliva issues. Because it killed some of my salivary glands, some of that treatment.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm good to go.
Well, glad to see you're feeling well. Not affecting your drumming, I take it.
I don't think so.
No.
I haven't heard any complaints so far.
That's awesome. It's been a long time. Well, it's been like 15 years, I think, since you played Albany. I think it was on the Holly Weird tour. You played the Times Union Center in Albany back in 2002, which was when that last studio album came out. You also did the covers album, Poisoned, which was about 10 years ago. Is there talk of any new music from Poison? I mean, it would be great to see.
There has been some talk, and, it's acting on it is always the key thing.
Yeah, right.
But I would love to do it. I mean, I've been wanting to do new stuff for quite a while, and I'm always, kind of thinking about, okay, what would we do, and, throwing ideas out there and stuff like that. So I really, really hope that maybe in the fall that we could go in and at least cut a couple songs.
That'd be great.
Even if it's not a whole record.
Right.
Get out there and do a couple things,
That'd be awesome. We mentioned you're on tour with Def Leppard, and you just recently announced some headlining dates, which is the one in Albany is one of those dates. Poison celebrating 30 years. Poison with special guest Tesla. The show is on Tuesday, May 9th, Times Union Center. You can get tickets at the Times Union Center box office. Also available through Ticketmaster, all Ticketmaster outlets. Rikki, can I ask you some fan questions that fans submitted here? Just a few questions here for you. Anthony wanted to know if you are still in touch with any of the old bands or members of the old bands from when you got started back in Harrisburg, PA.
Not too much, just kicks, really.
Okay.
We'll run into those guys, but not too much. I did talk to Matt Smith, our original guitarist, about 6 or 8 months ago.
Nice.
One of our road crew guys from back there, I still am buddies with. He lives in Jersey, but he comes out to L.A. and he's from Jersey, but he's a Dodgers fan.
Oh wow!
So it's like
yeah.
But so we'll do that, or he'll come out on the road.
Cool.
But yeah, not too many of the bands back then. We were like we were like on our own back then,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
There wasn't too many of us at that time.
Those Kicks guys are great, though, aren't they? Steve and the gang. I mean, got to hand it to them.
They're great. Yeah,
they really
they're
are.
Still an awesome band.
Yeah,
I still love to see them.
They're great. Gina wants to know a simple question. You would think I never even thought about this. Where the name Poison came from?
You know, believe it or not, it was one of our road crew guys that spit it out, but it was with another name. Like it was Poison something, he said, and we kind of said, wrote it down and mixed all these other names, and then we went back and went, what if it's just Poison, like not Poison anything else? I forget what it was, what the extra word was.
Yeah,
he threw in there. But so we wound up just shortening it to Poison and just went, you know what? No one's done that. And I love one-word band names. It's easy to remember.
And it worked.
It worked.
Mario wants to know, oh, come on, are there still groupies? Of course there's still groupies, right?
Yeah. We're lucky enough to have that floating around us, yes. Yes,
always. Forever for Poison. Let me ask you what John wants to know. Are you still making custom drum kits?
You know what? I'm doing custom kits, but I'm doing it through Drum Workshop at the moment.
Okay.
Because during the cancer stuff, I lost my shop. I mean, I just couldn't steer the ship. I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's a shame.
And my guys couldn't do it without me, and they needed to support their families, and I'm like, whatever, that's fine. So I'm playing DW right now. I'm repping DW, and I'm trying to help people get custom kits through DW. And, my customer base that I've had, and I still work with those people to get them great stuff because that's, they truly are great companies. So I've learned just about everything I learned about drum making, I learned from John Good.
Nice. We got Finster who wants to know if this is funny. I remember hearing this story about you painting toilet seats at hotels in hotel rooms back in the days. Is that something you used to do? And do you still do that?
It is a true story. My uncle Bob Spina taught me, and he used to work for Von Dutch and Big Daddy Roth.
Yep.
And so he's a true pinstriper. And he goes, the best way to learn is just to do it. You got to do it all the time. Well, I'm out on the road. I don't have any cars to do or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like every place I go, there was a toilet seat, and Big Daddy Roth used to sell those.
Yeah.
Do toilet seats and sell them at swap meets and car shows. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll do that at every place. I'll practice every place I go. And that's what I did for a whole tour. I practiced my pinstriping on toilet seats.
Now, how did the hotels react to that? Were they cool with it?
A little weird about it, but a couple of them went, hey, that's kind of, I guess they considered it damage. I don't know what they did with it. I really don't know. I had two hotels got really snarky about it.
Really? Did they send you a bill to replace the toilet seat or anything? No.
They probably added it to our bill.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
A couple more things real quick here. Diana Lynn, who's a big fan, she saw you in Albany at the last time you were here back in 2002. She said she had a chance to talk to you about animal rights and about elephants and the circuses and all that stuff. Do you still do any kind of charity stuff involving animals?
I do lots of stuff. I'm on the board of directors for Last Chance for Animals, so I'm still involved.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, we were just at a place that had elephants in a circus, and I photographed some of the people that were protesting it, which I thought was good.
Yep.
Because we really need to get animals out of entertainment, that type of entertainment.
Couldn't agree more. The circus was just in town up here, actually, and there were protesters out, trying to prevent people from going there. I mean, in this day and age, it doesn't seem right.
No, there's other ways to do it. I mean, it's kind of an old idea anyway, and it's just, we're past it. We kind of figured that out a while ago, that it's just not good. I mean, those animals are worked to death. I mean, they go from one circus to another.
Right.
And they're just on those trucks, and they travel for hundreds of miles, and, they go psycho.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there shaking their heads back and forth. That's because they're going crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a sign of it. They should be in the wild just loving their life.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah. Diana Lynn also said she's got a couple of roosters on her property. She just got a new rooster, and she named him Rikki Rockett after her son. Actually, came up with the name and named the rooster Rikki Rockett. So,
well, yeah, I gotta tell you, I am just absolutely impressed.
I bet you never heard that one before. The woman with the rooster.
No, I haven't. I've heard some stuff, but that's a good one.
If she comes to the Albany show, I'll have her bring a picture of Rikki Rockett, the rooster.
Yeah. I want to be named. I want a cock named after me.
Gotta love it. You said it. And finally, Rikki, before we let you go, and I appreciate you coming on here. This is great chatting with you. Danny wants to know if you find that Poison is worthy of a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nomination.
I think we are, but I'm biased.
No, really?
Listen, honestly, I think that the criteria for that is longevity, having lots of songs that have impacted people, which I think both of those things are, and also a social impact. I think we have all three of those qualifications, and so I really I do. I think we should, for the sake of our genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, Poison was a soundtrack to me growing up. I told you, 6th grade, buying the first album, and throughout junior high and high school. I mean, I've always been, that music's always been there for my childhood. It brings back memories of good times, for me and many other people.
It was a soundtrack for us, too.
Right.
I mean, we wrote it.
Yeah.
But it was like, I grew up playing those songs, so... I get it. I so do. When I was a teenager, of course, I grew up with Aerosmith and stuff like that. And there I am talking to Steven Tyler and Joey Kramer about a month and a half ago, trying to explain this to them. And I know it's not sinking in.
Yeah, right.
But it's sinking into me. I understand what you're saying. I get it.
Yeah. Well, 30 years, man. Celebrating 30 years on the road. Poison and Tesla. Can't wait to have you back in the Capital Region. It's going to be Albany Times Union Center on May 9th. Get your tickets. And, Rikki, thanks for taking some time out of your schedule to talk with us today. Appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you, man.
And that'll do it for this week's edition of the Metal Box. Thanks for tuning in. The Rock and Roll Limo has arrived. We'll see you next week.